Carson-Newman takes down Lenoir-Rhyne 64-57. Andrew Rogers here with the head coach, Mike Mincey for the Eagles Sports Network coach. Pretty good defensive performance there in the second half. You went on a 10-0 run. It spanned like 6 minutes because you held the Bears off the scoreboard for so long in that second quarter. How critical was that sequence to get the double-digit lead to then set you up to have that lead going into the fourth quarter to where you made some mistakes, but those mistakes were not as costly because you had a lead built up already?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons we didn't go as deep into the bench. That was not my game plan coming in. But the six that we played in the second half, I thought they defended extremely well. LR was shooting maybe 57% in the first half, and we got that drop down to whatever it was by the end of the game is 38.6. So the fact that we were getting stops, that's why I didn't go as deep as I wanted to. Obviously, they're in a zone, and you got to have experience and know how to play against it. Not that we scored a ton of points, but and we made mistakes for sure. But at the end of the day, we carried out a 7-point win.
We've talked about Michaela Alvey's presence throughout the season, but it was really seen today. 16 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds. I don't think anybody else had more than 6 for your team, 16 total, and was an assist side of a triple-double. Seems like the passing goes quieter. Rebounding is loud, but 9 assists in this game is a lot, and it doesn't seem like when you watch the game, it feels that way. What did you see from her that made her so impactful today?
Well, it certainly felt that way early because she was getting assists and offensive rebounds, keeping plays alive, getting a second chance opportunities. But this is the second time against, I don't know what she had in the first game against LR, but she was able to find Lindsay in the paint. One of her first assists, she penetrated, and there's just certain principles against a zone that you have to do. And it's pretty clear that she probably understands it as well as any on our team, and where the ball needs to get to, where she needs to get herself to be able to make the offense flow better. And certainly, when we're getting it to Lindsay, that's good. I don't know where other assists came from. I just know the first few, she was able to find Lindsay to get easy buckets when we were building that 13-2 lead that we let evaporate real quick.
Tori Rutherford resets her career high with 4 threes. Had 3 in January. That was her career high. Now 4 today. Those were obviously big shots when other people hadn't been making them. Big game for her as well.
Yeah, it appears with our team like we have different people step up. And one person will have a great game, and then they'll have a bad game. And so what we're hoping is throughout the end of the regular season, whatever, we got 6 games left, and then moving into the tournament, that we can get more people playing well at the same time. I mean, we were pretty efficient throughout the starting lineup, except for one, and actually fairly efficient coming off the bench as well, even though we didn't get a chance to go to the bench in the second half. Again, that's not what I wanted to do, but the defense was so stout. I felt like that's what we had to do to try to pull out this victory. But, I mean, Tori, I think she hit 2 threes at Mars Hill. 4 tonight. So I'm glad that she was able to step up and especially against the zone, be able to bury them from deep.
It wasn't just the shooting woes that you held them to. They only made 7 baskets after halftime, but their 2 best players, Emily Harmon and Blakely Crooks, had almost 10 turnovers combined, and this is one of the better teams that taking care of the ball in the league. So to get those 2 to turn it over as many times as they did, was that not part of the game plan? Certainly, you always can try to force turnovers, but how did that play a role in their offense not being able to get good looks because they were turning it over as well?
Well, I'm just going to speak off what I think, but I don't think any of those came in the backcourt when we did press. All of that had to come in the front court. And so, and I don't know what their game plan is, but it appears that, they want to slow it down, have a lower possession game. Obviously, they're playing zone. We couldn't get the game sped up. It wasn't a super exciting game. It was more of a half-court game, which we've won half-court games this year, but we'd prefer it to be a more high-possession game. But I don't know where their turnovers came from. Until you told me that, I didn't even recognize that those 2 had 10 turnovers. And certainly, I don't know if we made them do that with our defense or if it's just bad decision-making on their part. But either way, they're 10, and, of course, the 16 as a group or as a team is certainly what helped us get to a victory.
Not a perfect win, but you end the 2-game losing streak after you lost a couple of close ones on the road. How can this team use this victory to kind of get going here toward the end of February and the end of the regular season?
I don't know that we played clean at the end. We did have that lead, kind of like we had last time we were at home against LMU, that we could have a buffer to where we could make a mistake and it not cost us the game. But we made mistakes. We shot ourselves in the foot once again late. with turnovers, bad shots, fouling people in the backcourt, sending them to shoot free throw line, all things that hopefully we're going to eventually learn that those aren't things that we need to be doing to try to secure the victory. But luckily we got stops down there, eventually made a free throw or two, and walked out with a 7-point win.